a lot of Town fans are saying this is a statement signing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that statement is. It's a big signing, and I think he needs a good move to get his career kick-started again. He had a great time at Leeds, and his time at City's been ultimately an absolute disaster. He's barely played. He's not played particularly well when he has played. That loan spell at West Ham you mentioned didn't go particularly well. It cost him, I mean, not that specifically cost him his England place, but the last 2 years have cost him his England place. And then, I mean, City are looking to get rid, and they're not making any bones about it. They're quite obviously looking to get rid. So if a loan deal is the best option for City to go with, they'll go with it. And I mean, we'll see how he does. I really hope he does well, because the place I work at BBC Radio 5 Live, and he came in after his first season to do an interview about the documentary that Netflix, I think it was Netflix, had done, might have been Amazon. And he was a really nice lad, but ultimately he's a really nice lad that just wasn't good enough at City, and that's kind of where we're at with it. And I don't think people should be harsh on him particularly for that, because there's a lot of players who are not good enough for City. But I think it needs to not spiral out of control now, because at West Ham he looks not good enough for West Ham as well. And that, like, as soon as that's starting to happen, and where as loan options and transfer moves are not going well for him, suddenly you can look at Kalvin Phillips in the latter stages of his career and go, what happened there?
Yeah, I think maybe Town fans think there's a statement signing because where we come from, last time, we signed these sort of players a long time ago, and we were in 2021. Kalvin Phillips was starting in the Euros final, and we were on League One. So it's I think that's why.
Yeah,
I
do get that, and it's there's a thing, isn't there, of a newly promoted side taking a chance on a player that has previously been good but having a bad time of it. There is an opportunity there for both sides of the deal to come together, and it worked really well. I'm not going to lie, I do think there is a big element of risk in there as well, because if it doesn't go well, then you've got him for a year. It is only a loan, so you've only got him for a year, but there's a year there with a player who is clearly struggling. So I like I say, I hope it goes well, because from a City point of view, it means that he's in the shop window, and they can look to move him on next summer instead. And from a Phillips point of view, he might get his England place back, and that's something else that I think should be one of his objectives. And from a Town point of view, you might stay up because of it. So that's the other side of it as well.